Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, Bailey. And for everybody else who's watching, I don't know why you want to watch some guy do meal prep, but hey, welcome. You want to stick around and learn something? Cool. If you don't agree with me or think my way is stupid, don't leave a comment, don't like this video, don't subscribe. This video is not for you. So if you watched the last video on this channel, you'll know that these videos are my way of giving Bailey a goodbye gift. She's going to be moving out to California in a month, and wow, I'm very, very excited for her. And she's probably the most strong, independent woman I know that's going to kill it out there. One thing I should know she will not be able to kill is anything in the kitchen. Now, I've seen her cook, and let me tell you guys, anybody that's watching out there, watch out. It's kind of scary. A couple scars, a couple lashes, a lot of burn marks. She caught water on fire one time. It's not ideal. Not sure how she did it, but she looks like Spencer and iCarly, which kind of fucked up. And on our last video, what we learned how to do was make a very easy version of Starbucks' very, very hibiscus refresher. Now, for you people that live on a rock and don't know Starbucks, it is a ridiculously overpriced corporation that charges you an insane amount of money for a drink that you can make at home for $1, make better at home, and have it anytime you want on demand. So check out the last video if you want to learn how, but again, don't leave a comment, don't leave a like, I don't care. This is for her. All the videos are going to be for her. So if you want to learn how to meal prep, stick around, maybe learn a thing or two, have some fun. And to that point, meal prepping is hard. It's not easy to eat the exact same meal every single day. Honestly, it's kind of psychopathic. Really, unless you're a bodybuilder or you're some fitness health nut, there's no reason to subject yourself to it. Now, meal prepping can be a great way so that you don't have to spend all your time during a week cooking a meal. On average, you probably spend what, 40 an hour, maybe more than that a day, making some meal. This way, you can make all the preparations you need on Sunday, have everything ready to go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so that you don't have to think about anything. And to that point, what we're going to learn how today is not how to make the same meal every single day. We're going to learn how to use the same ingredients to make 4 or 5 different meals that's going to last you a week. So for today, let's check out the ingredients. So let's check out what ingredients we're going to be using today. First off, we got some carrots, some broccoli, some sweet peppers, some garlic, some onions, and about 2 pounds of fresh chicken tenders. All the seasoning we're going to be needing is garlic salt, pepper, and extra virgin olive oil. Now again, this is just to prep the ingredients for the different meals. So we're going to be using one pan, little mess as possible, and we're going to be using one oven. So in about 20 minutes, we're going to have all the ingredients we need to make healthy, delicious meals all week long. Now we have to do a little prep. So first off, we got our onion, we got our garlic right here. Now, for all those of you at home asking why we don't just cut stuff up, it's because we're adults. Roasting vegetables is the best way to get flavor out of it. And with your garlic, the best way to get flavor out of it is to leave the shell on it. So what I'm going to do right here is, all I'm going to do is take my knife, make sure it's extra sharp. Again, from the last video, Bailey, make sure you sharpen your knife before you use it. Dull knife is how you hurt yourself in the kitchen. Take your garlic, your curling fingers, your thumb away, and we're just going to cut the top head off right here. Okay? So you look inside, you have a beautiful thing of garlic right there waiting for you. It smells incredible. Now, what this does, leaving the shell on the outside, prevents you from burning all the garlic while still getting that amazing roasting flavor. We're going to add some salt, pepper, and olive oil, which is still going to be able to get into the garlic with a cut like that. But we're not going to have our garlic all burnt like sometimes. So we'll put our garlic off the side of the cooking pan. Now we're going to get our onion. Now for this is not going to be the most beautiful chop. All we're going to do is cut back side, front side. Now we're going to take our shell. Again, I know it's not a shell, but if you give comments about it, fuck you. Okay? All we're going to do is peel off the side. just like Shrek, remember, onions are a lot like people. You got multiple layers. So remember to be nice out there, Bailey. Don't judge a book by its cover, or onion by its skin. Okay? So once we get all of this nasty crap off, and I'm only semi-maul this onion, throw all of this stuff to the trash can. That nice clean good. Nice clean cutting board. Just gonna take our onion and we're just gonna make wedge slices a little bit under half a finger. Okay? So we're just gonna go, make our slices. And we can curl your fingers away, your thumb away from the knife. Last part, pull it through. Okay. Now we have all our prep work done. We got all our ingredients here. As you see, we got our onions, broccoli, sweet peppers, carrots. We got our garlic tucked away right here. Now, the seasoning is very, very simple and very easy to do. All you're gonna do is grab some olive oil. You're just gonna kind of coat everything just nice and gently. Okay? Again, you don't have to be too fine or precise. You want to err on the side of a little bit over, in my opinion. And again, if you have other cooking opinions, don't care. This is just a beginner video for Bailey. So, go fuck yourself. I haven't told you that enough. Again, pepper, garlic salt. This is why we need it to be too fine with our olive oil. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our hands a little dirty. Get all the broccoli, all the vegetables, kind of mix that olive oil in real nice, okay? Make sure we get our onions back here. Make sure we get our garlic. Get our carrots, nice and cooked. So now that we have all seasoned and prepped, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our chicken right here, and all we're gonna do is just kind of place it on top of our veggies. Now it doesn't really matter how we do it, because what this is gonna do is get a lot of flavor to our chicken and to our vegetables. Okay, so just put it on top. Again, this is not the best way to cook it. It's a lot easier, more tasty in my opinion to do it individually, but this is a very easy way to meal prep everything you have. So again, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our salt. Remember, after you touch the chicken, make sure to wash your hands afterwards. And anything that you might have touched. But I'm lazy, so I'll do it later. Season all our chicken and our veggies again. Just get a little bit more olive oil on it. Just kind of coat this chicken. Make sure your veggies might not have been as well seasoned. Again, all you're gonna do is get your hands in there, get nice and seasoned up. Okay. Want to make sure we get all that chicken, all that bell pepper, all the broccoli, carrots, all nice and ready to go. Now we got everything seasoned and ready. Got a little onion right here, didn't get as much love. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to set the oven for 400 degrees. Okay? So while you're doing this, what you can do is already get your oven preheated. It's going to save you about 5 to 10 minutes. So now that our oven is preheated, ready to put in our vegetables. Okay? So simply open up your door, grab your pan of vegetables and chicken, and slide it right into the oven right there. Okay? Close it up. Set our timer real quick. Just prove to you to 20 minutes. And now we wait. Alright, so now that our oven is preheated to 400 degrees, we got our chicken and vegetables, garlic all put in. Look how nice and pretty that looks right there, folks. Bill, you're gonna love this. Now, all we do is set the timer. 20 minutes is all we need for this. And we're gonna press on. Now we wait.
Now that 20 minutes are up, let's see how we did.
Whoops. Oh. Yeah, baby. All right, look at that right there.
Woo! It's smoking hot, baby. Hey, remind me to call you a little bit later, see what you're doing. So, as you can see, we have our peppers, our chicken, cooked perfectly, I may add. Oh, it's good. Got our carrots roasted, broccoli done, onions, and our garlic, most importantly. So, what we're gonna do is first, let this rest for a little bit before putting it into our meal prep bowls. We're gonna take our garlic aside, take our chicken aside too. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get our chicken ready for when we cook it later. So, this method, I'm gonna be cubing up the chicken just to make it easier when cooking. But if you wanna leave it whole, go for it. It's your prerogative. We're just gonna pull all these nice pieces of chicken off to the side. Put them on our cutting board. And in 5 minutes, we'll be slicing everything right. For the sake of this video, I've already gone ahead and cubed up all of this chicken right here. And I'm gonna show you an easy way to do it. First, you just take your tongs, chicken, and you're just gonna make a slice like that. Look how tender that is. Falls off the bone, you don't really even have to slice it. So next, you're just gonna go through it. Just make little chunks right there. Move your chicken to the side. All you're gonna do with your garlic is just start breaking it apart. And it should just pull apart real nice and easy. Oh, there's no better smell than roasted garlic. See that right there? It's like seeing a beautiful woman for the first time. It's intoxicating, erotic, huge turn on. Oh, Dave, woo! This cooking got me thinking of you some type of way. So, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the shells on for the pieces we will not be using. So, for this video, I'm going to be making this part tonight. I'm going to be making the stir fry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 4 pieces of garlic and just bring them out of their shells like that. So this should be so tender, all you really have to do is just slightly peel. See how easy that came off? Beautiful. Just kind of grab the end, squirt it out. Get one more right here. I'll just do a little bit more just for some added flavor. Okay, so now we have our peeled garlic, our chicken, we have our veggies ready to go. And we're ready to box it up for the whole entire week. Okay, so now comes the fun part. What we get to do with the different meals, with the exact same ingredients we have made, and make completely new, exciting meals that will have you grateful that you did all this work on Sunday. Because the rest of the week is going to be conscious. We get to make our individual meals. So each bowl is going to be 2 meals for a day. And so to start off, we're going to have our stir fry ingredients. I'm going to leave them out, but I'm going to show you which bowl they go into. So all you do, take about a quarter of your chicken. It's going to give you a good half pound. That quarter pound is going to be all the protein that you need for the day. Okay? Take our 4 peeled cloves of garlic right here. I'm going to use my hands because I'm a little impatient. Grab 3 of the onion slices. Just look at that. Look how beautiful that is. What I'm showing you right now is because you can prep it however you want. I'm just showing the individual meals that goes with. So we got right now onions, garlic, chicken, and that one for the stir fry. I'm gonna take 2 of our carrots, about half of our broccoli, and this carrot a little bit too big, so no problem. See how easy that slices into? When you roast it, it starts breaking down all the glucose, all the starches in those vegetables. it a deeper flavor, it gives it a richer flavor. Okay, so now I got all my ingredients for stir fry ready. So next, we're gonna get our Italian dish. So I got my peppers right here. I'm gonna go about half. Make sure I mix in, get some orange, get a couple red. Then I'm gonna grab my onions right here, right here, right here. And then again, grab your chicken. Okay? Now I haven't quite decided what kind of pasta dish I'm making. I'm thinking about a balsamic pasta. But this will work with whatever kind of pasta you have in mind. Whether you just want to do salt, butter, and pepper, or you want to do a little bit more traditional marinara sauce. So, let's grab some garlic right here. Throw it in. And we're done with that meal for the day. So lastly, make sure we cut these carrots so they fit in. Got our veggie meal. We'll take 2 of these bad boys. Throw them in here. Throw in the rest of our broccoli. Okay. Throw in our peppers. Okay. And all that is left is put the rest of our chicken in there. Right there. You know what, I'm going to use all this broccoli because I figured out what we're going to do. So with this one right here, we're going to make some ramen with it. Okay? Now ramen can be unhealthy, but the noodles themselves are not the issue. What is the big issue is all the sodium those little packets have. So we're going to be making our own broth using the chicken broth we have earlier, some of this chicken, and a few of these vegetables we have left, and some green onions I have in the fridge. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. Our next segment, we're going to be going over the stir fry of the meal. Now that our chicken and vegetables are done, the first thing we're going to do is make our stir fry. Now what I like to start off with is the easy wool and nuts. I'm using whole grain. I know that most people are going to say, no, that's not Asian food. You gotta use one. I don't fucking care. This is all about meal prepping, making it easy, idiot food. Okay? So one thing I like to do is use chicken broth when boiling your rice. It's gonna give you a lot more flavor. It's gonna make your rice fluffy. It's gonna make it delicious. So here's how we start it off. Turn our stove on high. We're gonna add some water into our pan. So I'm gonna go about halfway. Water. Then I'm gonna go the rest of the way with the chicken broth. Okay, so right here what we're going to be adding is a lot of flavor. All that chicken broth goodness, some salt to the rice, it's going to make it delicious. So now while doing this, this is what level you should look for in your pan. Okay, you got to leave about 2 inches just for when you add your rice. That way you don't overheat it and have the starch bubbling up. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is bring it to a boil. And then it's as simple as following these instructions on the back. Nope, sorry you can't see that, this reverse. So now that we have our stock and water coming to a boil, all we need to do is just add our rice. No salt, no extra seasoning required. That broth that we added just there is gonna be all the flavor we need. So, for 1 meal, 2 meals, we got 2 bags of rice. So we're gonna go, throw them in. Make sure those sides don't go from around the pot. It's gonna go overheat, you're gonna have your plastic melting onto your pan. So now that we have our rice in our boiling water, we're gonna set a timer for 12 minutes. Now, the box says 12 or 14 minutes. I like to do 12 minutes to have it a little bit firmer so that when we cook our stir fry, it cooks to that little extra and gets to just the right chewing consistency for rice. So now that we have this in here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the heat to about medium, a little bit above medium, to make sure this does not overboil. If you leave it on too high, what's gonna happen is your starches are gonna rise up, you're gonna overfill your pan, you're gonna have marks like these on your stove from when I kind of fucked up. Now that our rice is done, we're gonna finish up our prep work before making our fried rice. We take my pre-made vegetables, onions, and chicken and garlic, and we're gonna get them all ready for meal. Okay? So all you're gonna do, first I'm gonna grab my carrots right here, take them out, and all I'm gonna do is do a rough chop. Notice these carrot ends right here. First off, we're gonna get rid of those. Okay? And I'm not a big fan of having these little pointy things in there, so I'm gonna cut those off as well. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is cut my carrot in half, roll it over, cut it in half again. Just gonna take my knife, cut into tiny little chunks just like this. Just running my knife through the carrot. And so since it's roasted, this is gonna be sufficiently easier than trying to cut a carrot that hasn't been cooked yet. If you wanna cut the carrot cooked, be careful with it, okay? It's gonna be a lot harder, it's gonna be a lot tougher. So we gotta make sure you have a very, very sharp knife and make sure that you're very careful when pressing down, keeping your fingers, again, curled right here. That way you avoid any nice slipping and cutting off any appendages. So again, here. As you can tell, my cuts aren't great. But again, I'd like to remind everybody watching this video, I don't fucking care about your opinion. I cook the way I want to, and I'm showing my girlfriend just a few tricks to make her a semi-competent chef. Okay, so now that we have all our carrots cut, get our broccoli. The broccoli is already perfect. All we're gonna do is gonna kind of chop it up just to make it a little bit more manageable with the bites. And so when we stir fry it, we're gonna have heat on very, very high to make sure that we get them all fried up and get away with any excess moisture that is on our broccoli, our carrots, or onions. It's very important when you put everything in the box, in the little round box, to always make sure to let it cool off to room temperature before putting the lid on top and storing it in the fridge. That way, when it's cooling off, all that steam's gonna go up and out. Put the box on top, put the lid on it, what's gonna happen is it's gonna trap that steam. When it cools in the fridge, all that water's gonna get in and soak everything you have. So make sure, put the lid on at room temperature. So now, all we have to do now with our onions, just stack them up like this and make a couple cuts this way. And then, oh, those are just like butter right there. Let's get a nice chop going. It's the backside here. Again, not the nicest cut, but I really don't care because right now I'm kind of just doing time saving and a little bit lazy, honest to God. So cut your onions how you want to fucking cut your onions. Don't cry about it. So lastly, our chicken's already prepared. All we got left is our garlic. So I'm gonna pick that out real quick. One thing I just got is a garlic press. Now, I love cutting stuff up, but I'm a big fan of this because all you gotta do, get your perfect garlic, put your garlic in, you get your garlic out, right there. And get it, scrape it out, okay? Take the rest of your garlic, put it in, then you're gonna press it, knock that out. Get a little mutts in there. You got roasted garlic, but it's worth it. It's easier, and honestly, at the end of the day, it's kind of fun. It's always fun to crush something up. It's a little cathartic, you know. So you got that mess in there, but nothing as good as stuff to fix. So now, got our rice done, got all our ingredients. Now that our rice is done, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it over here. Right here. We use the same thing as we use with a very, very hibiscus. Okay, got our strainer right here. Put it on top. Drain everything off. Okay. So when we make our stir fry, we don't want our rice to be soggy. So what I'm going to do is after I drain it off,
leave it in the pan right here, okay? We'll leave it in this pot, let all that other water drain off, get it off a little bit more. We'll drain it off. I'm gonna add some egg to this fried rice. And while thinking about that, thinking about the ramen, thought about all that green onion I had left. So, because I don't want to use all that green onion, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some green onion in fried rice. Now I know what a lot of people are gonna say are, "Oh no, you can't do that. That's not right. That's not how you make fried rice." Well, here's the great thing about cooking. It doesn't have to be exactly right or exactly one way every single time. I enjoy having some green onion in my fried rice, you know? So I'm gonna add some. I'm gonna have some fun with it and play around, and I don't want it to go to waste. So instead of having it sit in my fridge for another week, waiting for the next meal prep, I'm gonna have it when it's fresh, and I'm gonna have it with my fried rice. So, got 2 eggs, got it with a fork, nice and beaten up. Got my pan getting hot over here. It's on a little bit above medium, about medium high. Got my vegetable oil. Just put a tiny bit in there, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And the important thing about eggs is you gotta constantly scrape them with the bottom of the fork. Now you don't wanna go down and scrape it like this, because what that's gonna do is gonna scratch up your pan. What you wanna do is you wanna get your spoon or your fork and we get it parallel right here. And you just wanna, almost like you're whisking in the pan. So you're not using the little prongs to scratch it up, okay? So now that we have our oil in there, we'll wait a little bit, get it nice and hot. And all we do is just pour our eggs in there. Oh, I hear that sizzle right there. It's gonna be good. And again, fork parallel, keep it moving, okay? Don't want to get it burned. We're gonna fry it up real nice in here. Okay, now all I'm gonna do, see how easy that is to fry? Look, 20 seconds, it's already almost done. I like mine a little bit harder scrambled, so I'm gonna leave it in for a little longer. Get a nice coating on the eggs. And I got a plate on the side right here to put my eggs after I'm done. So, just take my eggs, move it off to the side on the plate right here. Now, I'm gonna add a little bit more vegetable oil for all our veggies and stir fry. Still got it on high. And if you have a wok, that's even better. Use that. I don't have one, don't really care. I know it's better. I've had it, used it before. I was with my roommate. I enjoyed it, but I haven't spent money on one yet. Now what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of sesame oil, put it in right here. Just a tiny bit. Too much sesame oil is going to be very powerful. It's going to overwhelm your fried rice. Okay? Now, good variation. Some people like to add fish sauce. What I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using some soy sauce and a little sweet chili today. Just because I love that sweet chili flavor. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I think that it's going to make a stellar fried rice. So right now, we got our oil hot. It's almost ready. I'm going to take this opportunity, grab my garlic, salt, and pepper, just season my eggs just a tiny bit, okay? You always want to have stuff seasoned. Now, I didn't over season any of the vegetables or chicken because I'm going to be putting more seasoning into my fried rice. I just wanted to get them nice and cooked and on the verge of being done. So if your chicken's a little bit underdone, your carrots, your broccoli, onions, whatever, it's okay because you're going to cook the rest of it in the pan. So now, all I'm going to do is grab my pan, get my cutting board with all my ingredients we've chopped up. I'm going to put the broccoli, the garlic, the carrots, get my onions and green onions in there. Whoop, got a little stragglers. Get that going nice.
So with this pan tilt, you want to tilt your pan down a little bit. And you can start cooking everything evenly right there, okay? Now I'm going to throw my chicken in, my egg, and I pre-cut the top of the bag of these rice right here. Now all I have to do is dump it in. Okay. Dump it in. Now, you got a beautiful looking fried rice. I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit and put it a little bit too hot. Some salt. Some pepper for that rice. And a little bit of garlic salt, okay? So I'm gonna get my spatula going and work this all around, okay? Make sure you're getting all that oil that we put in. Be very generous with that oil, okay? Because you're gonna have to coat all of this, okay? I apologize for spilling. I'm not really concentrating. I'm trying to make a video new to this, okay? So now that we got that going, all we do, take our soy sauce, kind of cover our rice. I'm not a big fan of soy sauce, so I'm just going to be using a little bit. And then we got our sweet chili right here, okay? We're going to cover that. So I'm going to show you what it looks like first before stirring it in. Now I'm not adding a ton, okay? This is just for flavor. If you add too much, what you're going to do is you're going to water it down. So you get it? Just kind of stir it all in, okay? So that way the flavor of everything kind of comes through real well. It's not overly soy sauce, it's not overly chili. It's just the right balance of it. Okay? Look at that, that's perfect right there. Oh, it's beautiful. Just a couple minutes in the pan is all it takes. I'm making sure with my wooden spoon right here to really get underneath the rice and scrape against the bottom of it. Make sure I get all that stuff on the bottom so nothing burns on it. Okay? Remember, the middle of your pan is usually going to be the hottest part. You got an electric stove like this. So now my rice is done. Move it to the side. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Simple, easy, beautiful, delicious. That's the name of meal prepping. It doesn't have to be labor intensive. It doesn't have to be 5-star, Michelin quality, whatever the fuck people call it. It just has to be easy, good, and something that you want to eat. And it's got to be a little bit healthy too. So right now, all we have to do is package this up, and we got 2 meals ready to go for the week. All right, folks, some delicious, easy chicken fried rice made with a meal prep chicken and vegetables that we made earlier today. And so, as you can see, it's not gonna be the kind of chicken fried rice you find in the store. It's not even traditional. I'm not even saying that it's the best out there, but this is the way I like to make it, and it's delicious for me. Now, if you wanna add some water chestnuts, you wanna take out the chili sauce, whatever you wanna do whatever your heart desires. That's the great thing about cooking, is to go, have fun, put your heart into something. At the end of the day, you have a reward. And it's important in today's society to do something with your hands and feel some pride in making something. And so, if you have any comments about how I made it or my technique, go fuck yourself. I don't care. This is what I like to do. You wanna do your thing? I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm gonna go enjoy this, and I made this video for Bailey, not for anybody else. Now why'd you put it on public? Well, great question. Because I believe that if I could just help one person, or one person found this video mildly entertaining, get them through the day, or found it a little bit helpful in their struggle to do food prep for a healthy lifestyle, then it's worth putting it out there. I don't give a shit about influence, fame, fortune, anything like that. I just wanted to create something for my girlfriend because I loved her. So on the next part of this video, what we're going to be doing is going to be continuing this meal prep tradition. And we are going to use the chicken veggies we made back there along with some balsamic, a little bit of white vinegar, some olive oil, and make a delicious balsamic reduction with some pasta that we have. So stay tuned for the next part. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, my dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to QB's Kitchen. Got a new brand just for the gram.
No, all seriousness, all bullshit aside, that was terrible. I will never be doing that again, baby. Just for one-time enjoyment, just for myself. Anyway, so for today, what we got our meal prep vegetables from yesterday that we set aside. Now, in this meal prep, we have chicken, we have our onion, our bell pepper, and garlic with it, okay? What we're gonna be pairing that with today is, I got a nice, tricolor zucchini. Very beautiful. Add a lot of vibrant flavor and color to the dish. Got some chicken broth again to go with that pasta, some butter, and then I got some balsamic, red wine, and white vinegar that I'm going to be using to make a balsamic reduction for this pasta. Now know this, before we get started, your sauce can be anything you fucking want it to be. So if you don't like balsamic, fuck off. I don't care. Do something else. And if you do like balsamic, you're pretty cool. Like, follow, and subscribe. I will never ever speak to you again, but you would be a cool person to do it. And so anyway, what we're also gonna be adding too, we got our secret ingredients. We got some fresh basil and some fresh rosemary as well. Now a little trick, you can go to any plant, garden, nursery, anywhere in the world, and you can find a rosemary and basil plant for like $2. Cheapest thing you're ever gonna find. Don't waste your money at supermarkets getting those packets of rosemary and basil. That's the biggest scam in history. Even if you kill your basil and your rosemary plant, it is worth it to buy a plant and buy another plant than to use 2 of those packets, because you're gonna get more bang for your buck. So don't be a sucker. Go buy a plant, plant it, and love the ever-living crap out of it. And with that intro, that I just absolutely murdered, we're gonna get started today. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's get started on our prep. Now right here, what we have is we have our chicken, we have some rosemary, basil, we got our onions, peppers, and a little bit of garlic, okay? So one thing in the kitchen you can't be afraid of is to get your hands dirty. So first off, let's go ahead, get our chicken out. Use some tongs if you'd like to. I don't like to. I like to get my hands nice and dirty. Relaxes me, gets me all ready to cook. So first off, I'm gonna do the similar thing as last time. This time I'm gonna be a little bit more prepared. Get my onions, get them nice and piled up like this. You can see they're still golden brown. They're soft, they're juicy, delicious. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make cuts like this across it, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect or fancy, just enough to get them nice and chopped. I'm just gonna take my knife, fingers curl, run it through. Make sure to get it real well. Now you come on the back side right here, finish off the end. Get a few more of these little chunks right here you missed before. There you go. Got some beautiful onions ready to go. All right, so next what we got, this is one I'm actually really excited to show you, baby. So got my basil right here. What I'm doing, I'm kind of making a little boat with it, okay? Give my basil right here. This is gonna help me chop it up with my rosemary. My rosemary in right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it and just roll it like you're rolling that good that I know you love so much. Now all you have to do, curl your fingers, get that stem off, just chop it up. Nice and fine, just long, nice strokes. Get a nice coarse chop. Okay? So this is what I'm going to be using for the sauce. I'm going to go ahead and get it prepped anyway. So let me move all my ingredients to the side. And lastly, what we got in here We got our bell peppers, right? We got our garlic. So go ahead, get your garlic out. Got my handy dandy garlic press right here. And plop them all in, like so. Let's test this out. Let's get it all nice and crushed. See that beautiful garlic just squeezing out? Oh, it's still fragrant from yesterday too. Tell you what, there's nothing better than roasted garlic. And now, 2 days from now, oh, it just smells so good. Okay, so I got a little gunk left in there. I'm gonna kind of fish it out. Kind of get my spoon, drag it, all the rest. I'll just throw that in the sink. Now I'm ready for my peppers. So get my peppers right here. I'm just gonna cut the tops off. Throw them in the trash. Take my spoon right here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it over my container right here. Chicken out real quick. Just catch all the seeds so I don't have to do it in the trash can, I can show you. Okay? Just take your spoon, put a little pressure on the back side right here. Watch how easily that just breaks apart. Just scoop all those seeds out. These things are so small, you're not gonna have a lot of seeds, but it's a good trick when you have bigger peppers in the future. So as you can see, right here, thumb, just scoop it out. It's like a big old wad of pumpkin seeds. Reminds me, carving pumpkins when I was little. You know, that's actually my favorite part of all carving has always been getting all the gunk out of the pumpkins. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the cathartic part of me, but I just love it. Like, I remember one time my parents went away on vacation for a week and left me with my cousin, and they were doing their pumpkin prep. All girls, by the way, not trying to be stereotypical, but they absolutely hated getting inside the pumpkins, and they were just four of them. So on that day, not only did I do a pumpkin myself, but I also did my aunt's pumpkins, all four of their pumpkins, and my uncle's pumpkins because they were at work. So in total, I carved out 6 pumpkins, getting all the guts out. And it was probably one of the best days of my life. Okay, so now that we have all our seeds out, what we can do, don't worry if it spills off a little bit, nothing, a little bacteria getting cooked won't fix. We're gonna do a similar thing with our onions, okay? So just kind of come here, butterfly it, make nice long strokes right here, okay? I'm just gonna take my pepper, put it alongside it, right here. So I'll get the end, I'm gonna rotate it, just finish it off, okay? Now, I recommend you taking it slow. I'm gonna go a little faster, just kind of keep this video a little bit shorter, because I know I'm running a little bit long. But I cannot wait to make this for you one day. Or better yet, I can't wait for you to make this for me one day. And everybody else on the phone, if you wanna make it for me and send me your taste, go for it. I'll take a free meal. I'm not opposed to it. I'll let my address below, and you can send me whatever you would like. So first off, after we get all of this cut, what we're gonna end up doing first is starting to get our pasta ready, okay? And while we do that, I'm gonna show you how to do a balsamic reduction that's gonna blow anybody away. Now the balsamic reduction is gonna take a little bit longer than pasta. Pasta is only gonna take 5 or so minutes, according to the box. And so we're gonna start our next part on the balsamic reduction, okay? And gotta wash our hands first. All right, so right now, I got my basil and rosemary. I'm gonna throw it in a small little saucepan right here. Make sure I get all of it out. And I'm just gonna turn the heat on to about medium high. This next step's gonna be pretty quick, okay? Take your balsamic vinegar. See, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm just using a plastic bottle from Kroger, cheapest one I could find. We got a half a cup right here, okay? So get your balsamic vinegar. Fuck this. Got a party stopper right here. Hold on. Oh. All right, now we're cooking. Okay. So you want to fill up half a cup. Pour it in. Make sure you get all that balsamic out. And I'm going to take my red wine right here. I'm going to put about 1/4 of a cup in there. A little bit more, just kind of eyeballing it right now. And just a tad bit of white vinegar, just to kind of give it that extra little flavor, okay? So now while that goes, I wanted to add my basil rosemary first to make sure that it gets all that flavor in there. Just gonna add some salt, some pepper, and that's about it. And we're just gonna let this go about 10-15 minutes until it gets nice and thick, okay? Stirring occasionally with our handy dandy whisk, okay? So just let that go for a little bit and let it reduce. And in a few seconds, you're gonna have a beautiful, as you can see right now, that's reducing real nice. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my chicken stock, put a little bit, about a cup in there just to add some flavor, add a little substance, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 tablespoons light brown sugar. Oh, just a little bit more, so I'll take a little bit smaller one next. And just go ahead and throw it in. Move this to the side. Just take a little bit of olive oil. Just drizzle it in there. Just add a little bit extra richness to it. Now we're gonna be adding butter, so don't put too much olive oil in there. And if you would like to substitute olive oil for butter, you're more than welcome to. But honestly, this is my personal favorite. So now, we're gonna let this go for about 10-15 minutes at about medium heat. Let it just get nice and thick, and once it starts thickening, 3, 2. All right, baby. So this next part, I've got my pan. I've added about half water, half chicken stock into it for the noodles. Our sauce is still going. I moved it on to the back burner. I've turned this to about medium, and I've turned my front burner on to high. And so what we're gonna do now is just continuously stir this back. This is the tricky part. Keep watching it right now. And I'll show you once it gets thick enough what to look for. But we're gonna wait until this starts boiling over. We're gonna add our pasta. And when our sauce gets thick enough, we're gonna add our butter, okay? All right, now that we got our pasta water at a rolling boil, look at that right there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn our heat down to about medium high. We're gonna take our plain salt, and we're just gonna go ahead and generously salt this water, okay? Don't be afraid to salt this water. Make sure your pasta gets all that flavor in there. Now, all you gotta do, open up your box. And for this rotini tricolor, we're going to be boiling it for 7 minutes for nice al dente flavor. So go ahead, throw it in there. Like the rice, what you want to do, you want to watch it, make sure your heat's not too high. So once that starts cooking, that starch is going to boil over outside your pan. So put that up, just back out. I'm still just kind of stirring my sauce right now. It's getting pretty thick. It's looking very beautiful. I'll just get my pasta, the water right here. Say, okay. So in about 7 minutes, we're gonna have some nice pasta. We're gonna have a beautiful sauce. So, as you can see right here, your sauce should be thick enough, or it's just thick, dropping. It shouldn't be dripping like that. It's a little bit too thin, okay? Should just be holding on there. All right, as our pasta finishes boiling right here, and our sauce is almost being done reducing, what you're gonna see is you see this beautiful color right here with the sauce. So what you're gonna have, check to see if it's thick enough. All you need to do is grab a spoon, place the back of the spoon on there, and you should just see it kind of just slowly drain off, okay? It shouldn't be dripping off of it. It's dripping off pretty fast, like that. Means it's too thin. So right here, this is perfect. Nice and thick, ready to go. So I went ahead, turned my heat to low simmer. All I'm gonna do, I got 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna throw it in to my balsamic reduction. I'm just gonna continually stir it so all that balsamic and butter reduce. And it's gonna be beautiful for this pasta right here. So just gonna be nice and easy. In about 5 minutes, we're gonna have our pasta ready, we're gonna have our sauce ready, we're gonna be ready to finish up our pasta dish. All right, so now I got my pan nice and hot. I've drained my pasta, put it to the side right here, and my sauce is perfect. Look at that. Let's get in there real quick. See how nice and thick that is? It's gonna be a beautiful sauce. Okay, so while my oil is finishing up getting hot, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my trusty tongs, and I'm just gonna take all of this and simply just scrape it in there. See? And this is the great thing about meal prep, because all you have to do, everything's always cooked. Give it a nice saute to get that color in. Make sure we get all that excess moisture off. We're throwing our pasta. Add some garlic salt, pepper. Turn our heat to medium. We're just gonna take our sauce and just pour it in. Let me grab my spoon real quick. Get all the rest of this delicious sauce out of here. Honestly, this is the perfect amount because it doesn't overpower your pasta and it just gets a nice, flavorful. It's kind of like we were going for with our fried rice. We don't want our sauce to be the main attraction of the fried rice. We want our fried rice to speak for itself. We want our sauce to enhance it. Okay? So go ahead and get that nice stir. Let's go ahead and turn up the heat a little bit just so we can get all of this excess liquid off real quick. Throw that piece of pasta back. And what you want to listen for, you hear all that water evaporating right now? You want to listen for when that kind of starts to slow down a little bit. With your heat on high, showing that you're about done. Oh yeah, we're getting there right now. All right, and there you have it. Look how beautiful that is right there. See all that color? Everything's cooked to perfection. And what we're gonna do is get our lunch ready for tomorrow. A little spillage, it's okay. Nothing a little microwave won't fix. Then we got our plate for tonight. Oh yeah. Now I'm really proud of this recipe. I know last time with the hibiscus refresher, I gave a big shout out to Home and Gardens for that recipe. This recipe's on my own. And again, if you like to substitute the sauce, I don't fucking care, do it. It's just an easy way to meal prep and this is one of the best sauces you will have in your entire life. I guarantee it. So, baby, let's eat up. Take this right here. Oh my God, it's so good. All right, I'm definitely gonna have to make this for you one time to show you how to do it actually right. Because I know you're gonna burn the shit out of this the first time. Anyway, I love you, and again, I hope that this makes your day just a little bit easier and a little bit better out of California. Next video we're gonna do, we're gonna show you how to make ramen with our meal prep chicken and veggies. And again, with these portions, this is a big portion. That's a pretty big portion too. Easily you can make 3 portions out of this. Bigger guy, like to eat a little bit more. So you can make multiple portions for you and your roommate anytime you want. Change up the sauces, use some marinara, use an Alfredo sauce, have some fun with it. That's the best part about cooking, is expressing yourself and having fun. All right, that was lame as shit, and I'm never doing that fucking again. Baby, I hope you know how much I love you, because I hate this influencer shit already. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, I love you, and I'm actually just about to call you. So, stay tuned. Hey baby, what's up? All right, so we're here for our 3rd different kind of meal that we can make. Now I've pulled my ramen, I pulled my chicken broth, and I pulled my pre-prepped ramen ingredients. And this is gonna be the easiest one you have so far. Only takes a few steps. It's very quick and simple if you're out on the go and you need a quick, hot, delicious meal like that. And so anyway, just to get started, a few things I'm gonna be adding today. I got a little teriyaki, a little sesame oil, a little chili powder, garlic, salt, pepper. All things, easy ingredients, affordable, and I promise you're gonna love this. Now with the last 2, I've been using garlic press, and I realized before making this video that I need to show you how to chop garlic correctly before making a video. Now I've already gone ahead and pre-made all our carrots, most of our garlic except 1 clove, and then all of our peppers hiding here in the back. So, without further ado, let's finish our prep work real quick. All right, so here we have our garlic clove. Now the easiest way to do it after we've taken the skin off, is turn it on the side, pinch down right here, make sure your knife is nice and sharp. Now because we roasted this garlic, it should just slide through like butter, just nice and easy. Now we lay it down on its side like this, and we just make vertical cuts along our garlic. And then like our onion, just come back, make little cubes. We get to this back side right here, turn it around, push that out of the way. Last clove, same thing. Keep your fingers away from the knife blade at all times, just take it nice and easy. Turn, finish cutting. All right, so now that all our prep work is done, we're ready to use, okay? So we're just gonna put a tiny bit of sesame oil. And then we're gonna put a little bit of chili powder in there. As you can see right now, it's starting to come to a hard boil. Just gonna go ahead, take the heat down, put it on medium. A little bit of teriyaki, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Okay? Now, so simply drop your ramen noodles in, like so. Get all your pre-made ingredients that you've already prepped. Just throw it on in there. Got some boiling water right there, so a little bit of spillage is gonna hurt anybody. Don't worry, I cleaned my countertops yesterday. You've been very proud of me. Just do this shoot. Okay. So we just get all of that in there. Make sure we get our garlic in there. Okay. Put that to the side. Add our shrimp flavoring. I like shrimp. Go with chicken if you'd like. just gonna let that sit there for about 2 minutes. Stir it up, get the noodles all nice and tossed, and you're gonna have the perfect ramen. There you have it. Perfect ramen cooked in under 5 minutes. Now, some healthy variations. I use all chicken broth. You can cut that chicken broth, use low sodium chicken broth. If you want to substitute the chicken in there, great way to do that. It's an easy boiled egg. Throw it in there. You can make it any way you want to. But I'd like to just show you how easy it is with meal prepping to make a delicious meal when you have all the prep work already done. Makes everyday life super, super easy. Just like it's so super, super easy to love you every single day. And everybody else out there, you know what? I'm kind of growing fond of you too. All 11 viewers so far. It really makes me feel good. Because I really don't give a shit. But I hope you're enjoying these videos. For the next video that we're gonna do, all we're gonna do is take our leftover meal prep veggies that we have left and chicken and just make a nice chicken veggie dinner. You know, maybe throw in some rice that we have left over, maybe throw some tomatoes out in the fridge. Who knows? Just kind of make it our own. That's kind of the fun thing about cooking. You can plan out your whole week. Sometimes it's fun just to be a little chaotic. Anyway, thank you for joining me and stay tuned for the last part of this video.
And welcome back to the Da-Lightful show with your host, John David Peterson, for you, very good. And so for my final meal prep of the day, I'm going to do a very difficult and very, very challenging meal of veggies and chicken. So first, got my meal prep. Next, microwave. Next, 3. God, I'm so fantastic. How the fuck do I do this? I mean, why do I not have my own cooking show? Literally, that is going to be the perfect meal to end the perfect series of the most perfect YouTube channel starting out. And yes, I named my channel Da-Lightful Cooking Show. And you might wonder why, if you're not Bailey Coates, because she gave me this awesome shirt on our second date with an inside joke that I will now put on like this. Wow, already done. And yes, I do have my own merch line. Look at that. Slim black tee. Be delightful. Be delightful in this world. Now, get your perfectly cooked veggies and chicken. Tastes like Master Chef, like me, to pull that off. 3 minutes, did it like that. That has been the second installment of Da-Lightful Cooking. Now, if you want to follow, like, and subscribe, there's a very easy way to do it. Fucking don't, okay? And baby, I want to tell you right now, I love you so much. I hope this makes your day in California just a little bit easier. I hope that this single video makes a week just a little bit easier. Because baby, I love you so freaking much. Anybody else that enjoyed this video, I'm ecstatic for. Have a great life, but I don't give a fuck. And baby, I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, never stop having that warrior. Mama!